Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. I'm happy to be here. I think most of what I was going to say has been said, but if you'll just bear with me for a moment or two. The debt burden was mentioned several times today. It's a colossal burden. I was born in Washington, D.C. 77 years ago. And I remember in the year 2000, I think when Clinton was president and the Congress was doing its job, we actually had a couple of surpluses. And also from 1789 to 1930, that's like 140 years. We only had about 40 deficit years, and that included the Civil War and a couple of other terrible things. So it's really gotten, it's unbelievable. I don't know where the gentleman was speaking of before that thought things were getting better. Unbelievably better and worse. And many of the risks and uncertainties have been addressed nicely to have a convention. And also, if you don't have a convention, where is this country going to go? It's unbelievable to me. And I grew up, my mother was born in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. I spent almost all my life in New Hampshire, and it's a wonderful state. It's a well-run state. It's fiscally conservative, and people are respected, and people are nice, and we don't have the crime and the bad water and the bad air and everything else. But at the federal level, the old saying, all power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it's been proven in spades in the last number of years. And we've got a Congress which writes vague legislation so that an unelected bureaucracy can do all kinds of horrible things that really stymie. My sister spent 17 years building a community theater in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. It took her 17 years to pass all the regulations and the zoning and this and that and bringing power in. And now it's a wonderful community structure right now with all kinds of artistic events from the grade schools and elementary schools and colleges in the area and civic groups, all kinds of things. So, but that shows you I mean, today, what do we need? We don't have a shortage of natural gas. We need pipelines. We can't build a pipeline. The Great Navigable Rivers Act was passed like in the 1970s. It was supposed to be for bodies of water that could transport large ships carrying goods and merchandise. And now apparently if you've got a spring vernal pool in your backyard, they can oversee that. It's just very unfortunate, and it proves the old adage, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. People mean well, but power is just something that is really, and that's what the founders worried about. They had the three branches of the federal government. They had the shared federal-state federalism to diffuse power. Now we have presidents that have executive orders. Congress which doesn't do its job. United States senators and representatives, you know, until recently, all they could do was sit and at the very end say yes or no. They couldn't offer amendments. They couldn't have debates. The committees were a shambles. This is the United States Congress. It's just unbelievable. So I think the dangers are much greater if we do nothing. And this is going to be a wonderful thing. It can be a wonderful thing. And we have wonderful people today talking about it. So I certainly would hope everybody here can get on board and do as the representative here said, to have unanimous passage to the main body of the House. Thank you very much.